Hey, New City, Jim here, and just want to bring you an encouragement and really a challenge as well from John 11. This is the story of Lazarus' death and Jesus bringing him back to life. And want to pick up, this is John 11, and I want to pick up in verse 32 through 39. It says, "When Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said, 'Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died.' When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. 'Where have you laid him?' he asked. 'Come and see, Lord,' they replied. Jesus wept. Then the Jews said, 'See how he loved him.' But some of them said, 'Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying?' Jesus, once more deeply moved, came to the tomb. It was a cave with a stone laid across the entrance. 'Take away the stone,' he said." And of course, as we know, Lazarus was raised from the dead. And this is an interesting story in the sense that you have a lot of different pieces going on here. You see the Lord moved, right? You see his love and compassion. When Jesus saw her weeping and the Jews with her, he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. When, they said, "Come and see, Lord, where we've laid him," Jesus wept. When he went to the tomb, it says in verse 38, Jesus once more deeply moved. There was this emotional response in Jesus that we know led him to the act of showing compassion, of bringing life. And at the same time as that movement in Jesus' heart, we also see these questions, these doubts, these criticisms. Lord, if, Mary said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Some of the Jews said, "Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying?" And yet, the final thing we see in the story is that even though there are these criticisms and questions and doubts, it does not stop Jesus from bringing life, from raising Lazarus from the dead. And so I just want to bring this to us because it's the same as for us. Jesus is at work here, like he was then. He's moved today by compassion and love for those who have lost loved ones, as we continue to mourn, lament, grieve, feel anger at the loss of George Floyd and so many others. And Jesus is at work, and he's calling us as well. And at times there are criticisms and questions and doubts from the world, from us as believers. Lord, if you had been here. And Jesus, undeterred by any human or any person, he is committed. He's faithful. He's full of mercy and grace. He does not change. He follows through always with bringing life. Always. That is his plan, has been and will continue to be, and he is faithful. So for us, this is both an encouragement and a challenge. The encouragement is that the Lord of heaven is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He is working in our world. He is working in people's hearts to bring righteousness, to bring justice, to bring mercy and love. And Isaiah 42 talks about the fact that he will not falter or grow discouraged until he establishes righteousness in the earth. He is committed, regardless of our ups and downs or the things we face or go through, as terrifying, horrifying, or tragic as they are. He is committed to bringing life. The challenge part to us is that he calls us to join him, to participate with him in our world with our neighbors, to let compassion and love move us to action, to know that criticisms and questioning and doubts will come, if not from our own hearts, from those around us. to stay the course. This is the challenge, finally, to stay the course and remain committed by the power, love, and grace and encouragement of the Spirit of God who lives in us. My brothers and sisters, listen to the word, watch Jesus, spend time with him, and from him get the power, encouragement, and love that you need as you watch him work, and let us work and be his hands and feet as well.